This is Damon Stevens with Finwell Builders. Today is Thursday, November 3rd, 2022, in the stock market update for trades of the day. Hopefully you had a successful day, although if you didn't catch anything on the open, you didn't catch anything probably the rest of the day because it was pretty flat. So really the morning, obviously that's my favorite time to trade, first thing in the morning. If you're going long on something, then it doesn't probably matter. Again, still seeing the sell off here. The Feds did kill. It's what I had put out there on the videos, is the Fed might kill the market here. And, it rings true about, the last four times the Feds have spoke, the market's gone down the day after or the day of, actually. So hope you're being careful out there. If you're short in the market, then great. If you are going long, there's a lot of discounts out there. I'm not saying that this is the bottom. I'm not saying giving you financial advice to buy in, but boy, there's a lot of discounted stocks out there. So just keep that in mind as you're making your investment decisions, that you're looking at the long-term picture as well as the short-term picture. Let's kind of get into stocks, see what's going on, look at the market today, and see what we can do to plan out our day here going into the weekend. So look at the Dow Jones. It was down 0.46%, NASDAQ down 1.73%, and S&P 500 down 1.06%. Our heat map. Bank stocks getting killed. That's one of the things. Techs is a good, going down is a good indicator that market's going down. When tech stocks start getting investments and institutions buying them, usually it's a good indicator that the market's going up. But you can see where the market's been hot this year. The hottest area of the market is energy, and energy popped up there, as well as bonds, and we'll talk about that in a little bit as well. But boy, just some great investments if you're looking at what you could invest in this year. The whole market's not down. Energy's just killed it. That's where the money's been moving, and into bonds. So there's definitely opportunities out there. And on our scanner, we had an opportunity. HUDI, up for 242%. But the only thing is, problem with this one, I did not trade this one. Volume is like almost nothing. So the problem you have with volume, and this is just a little bit of training if you're new to stocks. If you trade on low volume, sometimes you might be able to get into a trade, but you may not be able to get out of the trade when you want to. And I've experienced this firsthand, where I've gotten to a stock, went up, tried to get out, it wouldn't sell, and my order sat there almost a whole day trying to get it filled, just because there was not enough volume, and ended up coming back down below my price and getting me out at a loss, just because I could not get a fill. So just keep that in mind on these low stocks. And that's why, when we talk in these videos about watching the scanner here and trying to get something that's, over, 10 million shares, something probably more along the range of this stock here, 15 million shares. But also over 100%, because that creates a lot of volatility and lots of opportunity. So enough about that. Let's kind of get into the rest of the market here and see what's going on. So Thursday, we did have some, jobless claims coming out, and they were off, right? So as long as the markets continue to be healthy in the jobless, or in the jobs, and the jobs claims are low, we're probably not going to see, any help from the Feds or the economy to be, signs of flipping around here. Friday, we have non-farm payrolls that could affect the market a little bit on Friday. So it could see a little volatility, but really don't see that it could affect much right now as we close out, especially after closing that after those FOMC meeting notes. Looking at S&P 500 stocks above the 50-day average, and we talked about this as well. We kind of hit these peaks before in the past, and that's kind of where you had this pullback. We had this huge run up in August that was like almost a record for the number of stocks over the 50-day moving average or bullish. And then we had the next little spike we had here back in September. We spiked up in that area where we have that back in the past, as you can see here. And then, we had this huge pullback down to this baseline where we were back in June, which was the first initial low that we put in the market. And so this was the next low that we put in the market. And then we had this nice little rally again, almost up to the same level here. And then now we've had our next pullback. So now the question is just going to pull back here, and now we're going to have that third bottom put in here. Don't know if that's going to happen, but right now, we're still above these averages here, but, not that these matter on this particular chart. but it just shows you, these levels here, and kind of see that, there is, these opportunities for pullbacks here, with just kind of monitoring just the movement of stocks and the bullish stocks in the 500. And then also looking at this chart, don't know this is going to play out, not financial advice or showing a prediction, but just looking for charts, that kind of have similar patterns. And you can see this is back here in 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009 crisis here. And you can see when we hit that 50-day, we kind of bounced through that a few times before failing eventually down into these lows. And the S&P 500, you can see we had that little peak there, come down here, and we bounced off this 50-day also several times, and now we're pulling back off this trend line here. So if we break this little wedge I have here, then we're looking at the same type of pattern here where we kind of broke through that 50-day, and now we're going to go visit the 100. That would put us, going down towards this 319, 320 area. And if we go down, clear down here, then 307 in the market. So that's a possibility. Not that's going to happen possibly, but looking at the trend right now, the trending is down and weak. So it's just something to keep in mind. It's something I'm monitoring. Inflation rate, this is what's killing us in the market right now. Inflation rate's high, like really high. This is what it was in 2008. It was 560. And we're clear up there, above 8 still. And we were 560 back on July 2021. And that's kind of where things kind of elevated. So all this money got pumped into the market, really, ruined our inflation, really jacked the rate up. And then looking at the Fed fund rate, last time it was this, up here in this range, it was back in 2006, 2007, 2008. That's where we started getting this drop off finally. And we're climbing up right now, which is kind of what happened here. See the Fed fund rate just continue to climb. And so we're right here now, and the Fed's, approved another 0.75%. So we're going to be up closer to 4%. They said possibly half in December. That takes us up to here. And if we continue, next first part of next year, we may continue to climb up here and hit this higher, even higher, if the Feds don't feel like we're getting things under control. So just something to be aware of, that the interest rates, the cost of borrowing money is just going to continue going up for at least for now. And that creates this, which is, number of institutions shorting the market is the highest level it's ever been, even before 2000. So definitely people bearish on the market. If you're looking at options, though, it's kind of interesting because, last week, this was just like almost all puts here, all people shorting the market. And before the Feds came out, all of a sudden, boom, we had these calls come in. And there's some bullish momentum here, or thoughts of momentum. Maybe this is where they thought that, the Feds were going to be easing up and that we're going to have a rally. But we didn't. So these 395s and everything above this very well could end at $0 value. So just something to be aware of if you're trading options. And if you haven't subscribed, definitely subscribe to our channel here on FinWealth Live on our YouTube channel, and continue to watch these videos, and hopefully they're helpful for you from a training and also education standpoint, and help you in your day trading, especially if you're looking for alternatives or looking for when I first started trading, I was like, I don't even know what to look at, and every day something new was coming out, and it was more confused than anything. So having somebody there to help kind of guide me was very helpful. So hopefully this is helpful for you as well. And if you even want more, if you go to finwealthlive.com, our website, there's this link here for free non-member chat and daily watch list where we post our trades before the market opens. So you're welcome to go out there and check that out if you're looking for trade ideas or want to share some trade ideas with some others. And then if you want to take your level, even further, especially if you're new to trading, if you'll join our membership here, then this is the dashboard you get, which gives you access to live training courses, group training, and one-on-ones. So I'd love to have you join us and become a member, or even just join our chat and just share some ideas. But let's look at some stocks here. So Exxon, here's ExxonMobil. We've been tracking this. We've been talking about this every day for a few weeks here. We do have a little bit of a pullback here on ExxonMobil. Energy is strong. So we're hoping this holds here and can bounce off here. It's not below this high, this prior high period. So hopefully we can kind of get a bounce but it's it's possible to come pull it back down here a little bit, just because we've had this huge bull run. So just kind of keep an eye on this one, making sure it doesn't get below the 20-day moving average, which is kind of where this pivot's at right here. So something we're watching for. Thought for sure we're going to maybe get up there to 113.53, but we didn't. But we'll keep an eye on it. Very well could down in the future. Netflix pulling back down. It's filled that gap, or a lot of this gap. It almost, it left this little piece left. So almost filled it. Pretty amazing. But we have this huge pullback here now, and now we're back on the support level. So we'll see, can we hold this and kind of maybe become range bound in here? And that's kind of why I'm kind of moving those lines out here to show, that this could be very well the range that we're in. If not, if we break down here, maybe it's a range down here that we get, and we get some support here, which should be major support because we have a lot of pivots right at this level here around this 250 level. Apple, I was wondering when we were going to pull back on Apple. I thought for sure it's going to be before the 200, but we got above the 200, hit this resistance line here for one day, pulled back here, and now just this huge sell-off now on Apple, back down to 138. I thought for sure we were going to hold this 150 level and go a little higher. So we got this pullback here. It very well could come down here and touch this 134 area, which is a pivot that we had down here in October. So just looking to see where we find a base of support on Apple here moving forward. So we'll see. We got this big breakdown candle right here. This very well could be a destination for it. Looking at Amazon pulling down to lows again, new lows here. Just amazing. Amazon, after their earnings, just really pulling down here heavy. But Amazon, they did that. They used to be elevated, $3,200 a share. Then they did that stock split, and now they've come down to where it's something more reasonable to buy. So we'll be definitely looking at opportunities here with this being on sale, but definitely watching the market first to see kind of what the reaction is going to be here over this next couple of weeks. Nvidia pulling back here as well. It broke out here, had a nice bullish flag here. Thought maybe get above this resistance line. It did, and it's back below the 50-day. Kind of sandwiched between the 15 and 20. So if it breaks below the 20 at 129.35, looking for more downside towards the lows. We can break back above 134.25, and then maybe we can rally back up towards that 100-day moving average. Tesla, nice little chop here. Might be very well a zone that we've created here with Tesla. So just something to keep an eye on here, that we're coming back down to support level here. And I don't know if this will become the range here. Just kind of something we're going to monitor here going forward. See if we come range bound here. It could be just kind of go back and forth here, which is fine. You got a good, you have a good movement here. You got from 206 to 229 or 230. So that's pretty good movement you could get, on a daily basis. So just something to watch on Tesla, but Tesla definitely hit that resistance at 230 and has resistance down there around 205, 206. Microsoft pulling back down. Started to get up there. Thought for sure we're going to break out here. It failed and came back down here. Now we're going back down to lows here. So we should have some support down here, hopefully around 212. If not, we might be coming down to these lower deviation bands. Google weakness too, just coming down here, new lows. So definitely Google's selling off here as well. So hopefully we can find some support around $80 here down at this bottom, and maybe get a little bit of a bounce. But right now, huge weakness there. US bonds going back up. Above a resistance level here, closed above that level. Now maybe we'll be climbing back up to that 433 area. 2-year yield, new high. And it had a huge spike. It went right up to the top of our third deviation band, the very top right here, and then pulled back. So still above all these levels, so still at a new high closing out here. But, obviously this could be very well a destination. They could climb back up to around that $5.13. So US dollar climbing back up as well. So broke out above that 20 days. So that obviously, what that means, gold's got to be coming down. And yes, it did. It came down, spiked the bottom here. So we're back here towards the bottoms on gold. That did not last long. So continued weakness in gold. We'll see if we can hold the support line here at 1614. If not, could we come down here to 1600? If we break 1600, then that's not good. It's means we'll be going down towards 1550 area probably. The VIX pulling down here, so we have some divergence because the VIX has gone down, the SPY's going down. Typically, those are opposites. So one of them's got to give at some point here. Either the SPY's going to go back up and have a little bit of a pop here and rally, and that could be as early as tomorrow or next week, or the VIX has got to pop up here. But right now, the volatility is low and the SPY's low, which is unusual. So Amazon down here at the lows, most of this last band here. Triple Qs coming back down here, so we're kind of breaking back down. May come down as low as 254.26 is the low, so it could be a double bottom. We're putting it on the Qs. So Qs dropping again here, and got a nice little gap it created. IWM pulling back here as well off that 200-day moving average. And it's also under the 50 and the 20 now. So very well, this might come back down and become range bound. Financials pulling back as well down to the 100. Got above that 200-day moving average for a couple of days. Thought for sure maybe we're going to, build and have a nice run up here. But it did reject, and now we're coming back down towards lows. Bitcoin curling back down after hitting that 100-day moving average. You can see it hit it as resistance a few times. So we're sandwiched right here, right above the 20 and the 50. So we'll see, can we get a break back up? Can we hold the 20,000 level? And so maybe we can get back to 21,000 this weekend. If we start to break down below those levels, then it's going to be a bad weekend for the cryptos unless you're shorting. Ethereum, same thing, sitting right on this 100-day. So if we break the 100, break the 20, we better look back down towards these lows. So that's our stocks, our cryptos, things we're watching the market. Love to have you join our Discord. Love to have you, part of our group. So definitely like our videos, join us, and let's figure out how to make some money. And again, as we head in this weekend, just be safe on what you want to carry over for the weekend, and know that on Sunday night, we'll get you prepped for the next week. So everybody have a great weekend going in, and be safe tomorrow as you're trading. And we'll talk at you on Sunday.